Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at the weather. It's 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to 29th of July. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe on a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for August. And I shall get to that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, a video release today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and I've also released January Friday. Check out those two vids. If you'd like to do that, like, share, and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. The GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, I'm going to start off with the situation this time 2 years ago. So, 19th of July 2022 was the first time we recorded 40 degrees in British history. We could have reached 40 degrees before that in the past, of course. July 1808 is a possible contender for when we might have reached 40 degrees, but never actually recorded. So the first time it's ever formally recorded of a temperature of 40 degrees in this country was in 2022. So I thought we'd have a quick recap of that. So this is what was going on the 17th of July 2022. Area of high pressure over into the east of the country, drawing up these hot southerly winds. Look at those upper air temperatures. Extraordinarily hot air sat to our south of the Bay of Biscay down into Spain, Portugal, already with plus 20 Celsius iceberg, just getting into the far southwest of England. Well, the heat wave intensified on the 18th of July as the high pressure moves over to central and eastern parts of Europe. Again, that surge of hot air coming up from the south. Look at the upper air temperatures. My word, what a heat wave this was. Plus 20 Celsius iceberg into southern Scotland. Plus 25 Celsius iceberg, which I think is the first time that's happened as well. Getting into southwestern parts of England. Absolutely phenomenal heat wave there. And then the next day, 19th of July, is the day, but we pulled it off the day, but it hit 40 degrees as this trough of low pressure comes in from the Atlantic ahead of it, sort of funnels up that extreme heat up the A1, and we get those 40 degree temperatures being recorded. Look at the upper air temperature showing the heat being squeezed towards the east side of the country. Plus 20 Celsius iceberg is almost up to eastern Scotland. Plus 25 Celsius iceberg in the southeast of England. Absolutely incredible heat wave. What a heat wave that was. By the 20th of July, it's all over. The wind is turning back into the west and the northwest. Upper air temperatures are returning to something much more sensible as the hottest of the air being forced away into the continent. So we've got Germany there, up to Denmark, and also Sweden, probably breaking records for them, seeing plus 20 Celsius isotherm as this cooler, fresher air starts working its way in from off the Atlantic. A welcome relief. What an incredible day that was. I remember, it's so windy. That was a strange thing about that day, to be so hot. The wind was unbelievable. I kept the doors and windows closed for most of the day here at the towers. That's what you have to do when it reaches that sort of level. You just got to try and keep heat out, really. So doors, windows, curtains, keep them shut. But I did open the door for a couple of seconds about, I don't know, 2:30ish in the afternoon, as those temperatures were virtually at their peak. And as I opened the door, it was kind of like, like when you open an oven door and you've got a fan assisted oven and the blast of heat just comes out of the oven into your face. It was just like that, really, opening the door and just a blast of heat coming at me. And I very quickly shut the door again, and I kept everything shut up until about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, when it was finally, cooling down enough to begin to open things up and let some air in. But it was very, very uncomfortable. I remember having to record videos that day here in the towers in that, and it was a very unpleasant experience. So, I know a lot of people are disappointed with this summer, 2024, despite being a bit better today. But compared to, 2022, I think this is a more comfortable summer for a lot of people, especially with that extreme heat. And I mean, it's only 2 years ago, but we had that extreme heat. Most of us had a very hot August. That wasn't the end of the summer by any means, although we never saw the temperature get to 40 degrees again. We did have a very hot August with temperatures regularly going into 30 Celsius, lots of hot sunny weather during August 2022 as well. And the first time I had an 18 Celsius CT August since 2003, so for nearly 20 years, 19 years, first time I had an 18 Celsius CT August. So I mean, we haven't done bad for summers, given that was only 2 years ago. Yeah, but anyway, let me know in the comments your memories of summer 2022, and particularly this hot day, 19th of July 2022. 19th of July delivering again another hot day out there today, but nowhere near as extreme as it was this time 2 years ago. We have, though, hit 31 degrees, which makes this hottest day of the year so far, and we've done that at both Charwood and also at Norfolk there. Widely we see temperatures of 29, 28 degrees, 28 degrees there, 27 to Western, 27 at Church Lawtham, Wittering at 28, Lake and Heath has reached 30 degrees, Norwich is at 28 as well, so widely temperatures into the upper 20s or below 30 Celsius across many central and southeastern parts of England. A little bit further northwards, temperatures are lower, so at Leeds those at 25, got Spadadam at 22, got Aviemore at a very comfortable 19 degrees, Outhara at 20, and Belfast is at 21. Down in West Country as well, Cardinum at a very comfortable 21 degrees too. So, yes, 19th of July delivering again, but as I say, much more toned down, nowhere near as extreme as what was going on this time 2 years ago. Central temperature is continuing its rise, so we're now sitting at 14.7. No, we're not. Hang on, let's refresh that. There we go. We're now sitting at 15 degrees. That was a good save, wasn't it? Which is 1 degree below 61 to 1990 average. That's provisional to the 18th of July. We've made it into the 15s, so we'll see how much further up that goes. Obviously, it will be rising over the next couple of days anyway. Very warm today, will be really warm tonight, and another very warm day tomorrow. So that's going to rise at least to the mid-15s, I would have thought. After that, maybe a struggle to get it to go much higher than that, but we'll have to wait and see. These are the GFS upper air temperature precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. We're going to Newcastle upon Tyne today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average on Newcastle. Obviously, starting off significantly above average with those upper air temperatures at the moment, but they will be coming down over the weekend. Next week actually looking relatively coolish with the upper air temperatures, possibly a bit of a warming trend into the beginning of August. That's a long way off though. Precipitation wise, so it could be more showery conditions to come over the weekend and into next week. A lot of that's going to be up in the north, won't be much in way of rain, famous last words, down in the south. And then next week looks a little bit showery as well, to be honest. So rather showery, a hot start, and then temperatures coming back down. Temperature anomalies from 19th to 27th of July, about average, a little bit above in the south, a little bit below in the north, not a particularly big deviation either way. Precipitation anomalies from 19th to 27th of July. Most areas rather drier than average, but we have got a wet area through South Wales and southwestern England and just off the eastern coast of Scotland. Latest weather map from earthnorthschool.net shows we've got an area of low pressure down to west of Scotland today. Weather front coming in from off the Atlantic. And, of course, ahead of it, we're drawing up those southern winds. So not all that far, really, from the pattern that we had this day 2 years ago, actually. But, of course, the difference is that the extremity of the heat is nowhere near as severe this year as it was 2 years ago. But anyway, this trough will be coming in from the Atlantic, clearing away this heat that got across southern, southeastern parts of the country at the moment. And so that takes us very nicely through the chart data with low pressure in the Atlantic being showery conditions across the country Monday and Tuesday, and Tuesday to Wednesday, a little ridge in the south being drier weather there. And then on into Thursday, well, it turns up to wet windy in the north and west through the middle part of next week before we go back into those rather cool, showery westerly winds again by Friday. I can't once more bring that trough across the country on Monday. That will have showery conditions in with through the early part of next week. Then a little transient ridge building up from Tuesday to Wednesday before the next low sort of rolls in from the Atlantic Wednesday, Thursday. That brings showery conditions to the north. Drier weather is down in the south. That's how we end up with Icon. Again, we look rather cool and showering. The KMA looking like this. Once more, rather showery through the early part next week. Then a little transient ridge building up around middle part next week. That soon gets flattened off, though, by low pressure in the North Atlantic. Another attempt to build some higher pressure there next weekend, but again, that one gets flattened off. And by the end of the KMA, which gets to the last day of July, the high pressure's out to west. So actually bring down quite a cool sort of northwesterly or northerly flow with low pressure sitting in the North Sea. GFS midnight run, much of a muchness for next week, so an unsettled showery start to week. Then a little bit drier through the middle part of the week as this little transient ridge. Then we go back into the trough for the second half next week, being cooler showery conditions with it. Better change around day 10 and 11. High pressure start trying to build up from the southwest, brings something drier and probably warmer for the very end of July. Before we flatten that ridge off again with this low between Scotland and Iceland, or between Iceland and Norway. And so that looks rather showery. As we go to the beginning of August, actually, we look a bit on the cool side with winds in from a northwesterly direction. Again, all the time, the high pressure kind of maintained just to our west. The GFS V2 run, in comparison, all playing out very similar for next week. So a showery start, dry through the middle of the week, showery and cooler end. High pressure then tries to ridge through the country next weekend, but he's very quickly pushed aside as this trough comes meandering in around day 10. And then beyond that, we're into those westerly, northwesterly winds again. High pressure just out to west. Quite a bit of dry weather as we go to the beginning of August, but nothing to get excited about really with the temperature. Eventually, by the end of the GFS V2 run, which gets us to the 4th of August, we're actually looking rather unsettled there with this area of low pressure coming in from the Atlantic. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. And search for GMAG. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. We thank you so much, everyone, for GMAG. GM, again, bring the trough in from the Atlantic on Monday and Tuesday. Bit showery then. Then a little ridge building up through the middle part of the week. Could bring something a bit drier. But the second half of next week returns us back to rather showery conditions again. And then heading up toward day 10, low pressure keeps on coming. But we have got a ridge trying to build to our south and east, but it looks quite flimsy. I think these lows in the Atlantic would quickly flatten that off. And then the ECM, rounding it all off, this trough of low moving in from the Atlantic Monday through to Tuesday, bringing showery conditions with it. Bit dry around the middle part of the week, then we're back to those showery conditions again Thursday and Friday. And then beyond that, the ECM has a bit of a change around days 8, 9, 10 as higher pressure starts building in from the Atlantic. Out of all of the model output today, the ECM possibly is the one that suggests things could end on a drier, hotter note for the end of July and into start of August, courtesy of this area of high pressure. But most of the other model output is not building in that high pressure as strongly as that. So looks like it might be a bit of an outlier. We'll have a look at the synoptic. We'll have a look at cluster solutions in a moment. This is my precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com. So in comes this wet weather from the Atlantic today, tonight and tomorrow. And then we're into rather showery conditions through the early part of next week. Drier through the middle of the week, and then back to wetter weather later next week again. Could be some thunderstorms there, actually, as we get to next weekend. Turning drier, though, by day 10. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10. Gets us to the 29th of July from the Icelandic Met Office. 27 members of the ECM ensemble, including control on the operational run, with high pressure building through the north and the west of Europe. So GWV ECM is quite well supported by its ensembles. We have got 24, though, a significant minority that's cooler and more showery with a trough to the east, and that will bring the wind down from more of a northerly direction. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 3rd of August. 13 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure just to the north, bringing in a warm easterly wind. Could be quite hot with that, but 11 with a trough to the north of Scotland, a ridge out in the Atlantic. That looks a bit cool and showery. We've got another 11 with low pressure part right out of the country. We've got 11 down here again with high pressure reaching up from the southwest. Probably relatively cool, but should be reasonably dry about. And then 5 with high pressure right over top of the country. So very, very uncertain there when we get through to the beginning of August about way things are going. Well, CFS V2 finally, this is the latest 700 millibar height anomaly from the CFS for August. Remember, these change daily, but today's idea looks quite anticyclonic actually. High pressure from the Azores building into northern Europe. That's just about far enough north with that ridge to deliver us quite a dry and potentially very warm month. We have got quite a lot of low pressure though just to the north around Green and Iceland. The high pressure would be under pressure from the jet stream in those areas of low pressure. We could get that high pressure just a bit further northwards, let's say to the northwest of Scotland with its centre. Then we will probably be game on for a very warm month. As it is though, doesn't look too bad at all. Temperature anomalies though, nothing to get excited about. I would have thought a warmer month would be likely than that shows. And not much of a signal for precipitation, but I would have thought a drier month would be most likely there as well. But as ever, we'll see. Got enough to worry about for the rest of July without worrying too much about August. Right, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe. Make sure to everyone for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. I'll just tell you what's happening on my channel tomorrow. We're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast, the EC 42 day out, weekend forecast, and a 10 of 14 day out on the way tomorrow as well. I mean, of course, on Sunday, where we've got the UK weather forecast, and then we will have the latest autumn update will be live at 6 PM with your 10 to 14 day out on our Sunday evening live stream. And we'll show you some long range. That is a Sunday live stream, going to show you some long range. And for that one, we'll probably include some data from the Copernicus suite of models. How does that sound? Well, you enjoy the rest of your Friday. If you like the sunshine and the heat, make the most of today. It's on its way out tomorrow. But if you don't like it, we've only got today to go, and then things will start cooling off tomorrow. Right, you enjoy the rest of your Friday. We'll see you over the weekend. But for this, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.